is working with us to establish the Tommy's Traveling Book Club, which he will tell you more about when he speaks. And he's committed to championing adequate funding for, and will speak to the importance of supporting our library system. Please join me in welcoming Tommy Wells.
Thank you, Susan. And you know, I think everybody needs a federation of friends. And so anybody who wants to help start a federation of friends for the city council, we'd really appreciate it. But thank you very much. Contrary to what you read, I'm extremely excited to be in the position that I am to have a direct role with our libraries, our parks, our recreation centers, and the Office of Planning. In particular, as I think all of you, I share that libraries have a special role in our lives. I can remember before I was an outgoing gregarious council member being pretty socially intimidated, but not that that's a requirement, but I spent a lot of time in the library. And I remember growing up and spending my summers at our local neighborhood library in Homewood, Alabama, reading every single book they had about dogs. And then eventually I ran out, and so I moved over to horses. And so after horses, all that I had left pretty much were cats. And so I made it through the cats, and then eventually I moved on to other books. But I think everyone here has a relationship to books and how important it is in our lives. And the last thing I'll say about that, those summers that I spent reading, that during the period of adolescence when I became a real slacker and absolutely did not pay attention in class, that what got me through to college and beyond and through law school had everything to do with the reading that I did as a young person. So our summer reading program, our programs that bring reading to youth, really, I understand, brings the opportunity for all of us to live to our potential. Now, in terms of our libraries and thinking about Sundays, one of the things that I did, and Jenny Cooper can attest to this, is that I asked Jenny to come in with her staff and to lay out what do you need. What are the things where's our funding? What are the gaps in funding in terms of our materials and our collections, our staffing, and our ability to keep our libraries open to meet the expectations of our community. And so she has done that, and what I will do is I will use my position both as a bully pulpit, but also to work with my colleagues and to be sure that the city knows that in order to have a world-class library system, this is what it will cost, and this is what we'll get for that investment. And that's what we'll do together. Also, I've been invited by the Federation to start the Tommy's Traveling Book Club. And let me say that already, I also play basketball a lot, and I bring government folks with me as Tommy's Traveling All-Stars, that we go to different places like Oak Hill, where children are incarcerated and such, and we play basketball together. So now to add to the other side of the brain, the Tommy's Traveling Book Club is a great idea. And so what I'll do is that I'll pick a book, and then within 3 months' time, you'll see the site of where we will discuss the book in a library, hopefully in a library near you. And so I will pick a different part of the city each time, and of course I'll add in, sometime we'll do a children's book or a book for youth. But the first book is a book that has been referred to me by many people, possibly 1 or 2 people from here, called Triumph of the City. And some of you may already have started hearing about this book, but it really looks at what makes cities great, why cities are successful, and what the future is for our cities. And it's by Edward Glatzer, and again, it's Triumph of the City. And in 3 months' time, by then you'll see where we're going to have our first book club meeting to talk about Triumph of the City. But I think that for your policy wonks about what makes cities great and why, I think this will be a good selection. It's being read across America right now, and it's an important book. So with that, let me say again that many of you know, especially those of you from Ward 6, that my main mantra is creating livable, walkable communities all over Washington. And a livable community must have the assets that you can get to, hopefully within, say, 5 minutes from where you live, or the transportation that will get you there within 5 minutes, that makes for a livable, great community. And that includes libraries. So, having great libraries, seeing that we have the funds to continue our capital projects, to see that they're fully staffed, that we have the collections that we're proud of, that we have all the security systems that we need. Having great libraries will cost money, but having a great library is only worthy of having a great city. So let's do that together. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to the book sale.
I think that's it for our program, so eat, read, enjoy, buy.